So, welcome back, students. In our last discussion, we did talk about the commercial banks, which is considered as one of the important financial institutions in our country, which do really play a very important part in helping our people in terms of loans or financial needs. Okay, and it is also another financial institution that do accept our money or that do accept our deposits. We did also learn that this commercial bank, even though it cannot create or it cannot print or issue currency, but it can create credit. So we did discuss through an example how this commercial bank do create credit. And besides the commercial bank, we have this apex financial institutions, or the most important financial institution that controls the entire banking system in a country, and that is the central bank. The central bank, as you all know, in our country is known as the RBI, or the Reserve Bank of India. This central bank, being an apex institution, it controls or it manages all the functions of the entire banking system in our country. And being that apex institution, it has some important functions. Okay, now let's have a look what are the important functions or the principal functions of a central bank. The first important function of a central bank is that it is considered as a bank of issuing notes. Okay, students, you have to keep in mind, like all the money that we are using, the money that is in your pockets, that is in my pockets, or the money that circulates in our country, who issue them? Okay, they are being issued by the Reserve Bank of India, or the RBI. This power has been vested only in the hands of the RBI. No other banks, be it the commercial banks or the industrial banks, they don't have the power to issue or to print currency notes, but instead, this power is vested in the hands of the central bank. So, besides being considered as a bank that issue currency notes, another important function of this central bank is that it is considered as a banker to the government. Okay, like we as private individual do face like a financial shortages. Okay, especially in times of sickness, or at times when we do plan to buy certain expensive things, so on and so forth. So what we did was, whatever, since at that particular point we don't have enough money at our disposal, we do borrow. Okay, that is our usual habit. That means if there's a need, when if whatever money that we have is not enough, what we do borrow. So you have to remember that it's not us only who do that, but so also the government. Okay, the government also many times do face a crisis. That means do face a financial shortages. That means there's a shortage when the government runs short of funds, money. Okay, so at that particular situation, what did the government do? The government do go and ask from the central bank. Okay, and at this particular area, at this particular point, the central bank, it did act as a banker to the government. Okay, you have to keep in mind, like we as private individual, whenever we are in need of a loan or a financial help, we go to a bank. Got that? But we never ever go to the central bank or the RBI. We do go to the different commercial banks, but not the central bank or the RBI. Okay, the central bank or the Reserve Bank of India lend loans only to the government. And yes, this central bank also, besides being a lender to the government, it do also at times act as an advisor. Okay, many a times like the government do really wanted to carry on so many works to bring in development. Okay, so but looking at the funds at its disposal, sometimes it's too short. Okay, it's not whatever it has at its disposal in the hands of the government is not enough. Okay, so under such a circumstances, this central bank do act as an advisor. Okay, it did advise the government what to do and what not to do. Okay, and as such, this central bank, it act not only as a banker to the government, but it also acts as an agent as well as an advisor to the government. Further, another important function of a central bank is that it acts as a banker's bank. Okay, so talking about us private individual, okay, if we have enough amount of money with us, what do? We go to the bank and deposit in the bank, and as such the bank accept our deposits. Okay, talking about those deposits, we never ever deposits in the central bank. We only deposits our money in the different commercial banks. But what happened? If you talk about like what I've been telling you, besides the RBI, we have different types of banks in our country, India. Okay, we have the Indian the exchange bank, we have the agricultural banks, we have the different commercial banks, so on and so forth. Okay, so if the different banks that we have in our country, what they do, if they have enough funds, enough amount of money, what do? They use to deposit its money in the central bank or in the Reserve Bank of India. Okay, not only the RBI accept their deposits. Okay, this RBI or this central bank, it also offers them with loans in times whenever they face a problem. Okay, so if you talk about this central bank or the RBI, it acts as a banker's bank in a sense like it accepts deposits from the other banks, and not only it accepts deposits from the other banks, it also offers them with loans whenever they face a financial problem. And as such, this is another important function talking about a central bank. And further, another important function of a central bank is that it acts as a controller of credit. Okay, yes, in our last discussion, we did learn that commercial bank, they are the one who create credit in the country or in the economy. Now, since we're talking about the Reserve Bank, we have this another important institution, that is the Reserve Bank or the central bank. This is another important bank that control the supply of credit. Okay, why do you think there is a need for the central bank to control the volume of credit in a country or in an economy? Okay, yes, again, we've been discussing like the commercial bank do create credit. Okay, keep on multiplying the deposits that are being deposits by its customers or by the people. Okay, it keeps on lending. Okay, so in that way it seems as if the commercial bank keeps on creating more and more credit. Okay, so if the commercial bank keep on doing that, okay, keep on increasing the volume of credit, keep on increasing the supply of credit, it will increase the money supply in the country. Okay, like what we discussed, I think by now you know what is that money supply. Here, the money supply, that means we're talking about the money in the hands of the people, the money in your hands, the money in my hands, in our friends' hands, so on and so forth. That is referred to as the money supply. So if the commercial bank keeps on creating more and more credit, okay, the money supply will keep on increases. That means the money in your hands, in my hands, will keep on increases. So if that happens, what will be the result? If I find out that the money in my pockets is too much, okay, my next step is I'll demand this, I'll demand that. My demand will keep on increasing. Okay, so the moment demand keep on increasing, this will push up the price. And if price increases, which is referred to as the inflation, referred to as inflation, or the inflationary pressure, okay, the moment that sets in, it will really target the poor people. Okay, so in order to save the economy from such a problem, from such a situation of increasing price, from such a problem of inflationary pressure, what the RBI did, control the supply of credit by the commercial bank. Okay, that means it puts certain restrictions, certain limitations on how much credit the commercial bank can create, so that the economy can be free from the so many problems that that this increased credit can give birth to. Okay, so these are different functions of the central bank.